Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Ready for something a little different today? We're taking a look at a Thanksgiving workbook.
Yeah, this should be fun. A little less intense than our usual deep dives.
Exactly. We're diving into a collection of printable activities, aimed at younger kids, all centered around Thanksgiving.
Sounds like a good way to make learning a bit more festive.
Right. So this workbook, they're calling it for ages 3 and up, covers a pretty impressive range of those early skills you need. Alphabet recognition, numbers, shapes, even vowels and consonants. They've even got some early addition and subtraction in there. Really quite a comprehensive set of exercises, all wrapped up in a Thanksgiving theme.
Oh, wow. So it really does hit those core learning areas. I'm curious about the workbook itself, though. Like, where did this come from?
Well, it's interesting, actually. The proceeds from this workbook, they all go towards supporting kids who might not have all the gadgets they need for online learning and stuff. So, a resource with a bit of a heart, a good cause behind it.
Oh, that's awesome. Love that they've built that in.
Good.
Okay, and copyright. Anything we need to know about that? I know sometimes these things can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, they've kept it pretty simple. Personal use only. So, no redistributing, selling it, that kind of thing. But they do encourage sharing how you used it. Maybe give a little shout out to their store.
Seems fair. So, in this deep dive, we're really going to try to get into the educational content of this workbook, like what kinds of activities does it offer, what makes them good for those, little learners.
Let's break it down. So right off the bat, you've got a simple About Me page. A nice personal touch for the kid to fill out.
Oh, I like that. Makes it feel more like their own.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then the first real activity is called What's the Letter? Pretty straightforward. It's all about recognizing the first letter of different objects.
Ah, so like matching a picture with the letter that makes that sound.
Exactly. Like for A, you've got an apple, an ant, and an axe.
Gotcha.
Then for C, it's corn, cow, carrot.
Okay, so they're sticking with that Thanksgiving theme. That makes sense.
Exactly. Keeps it fun and relevant. For E, they have egg and eggplant. For F, you get flowers and a fireplace. T features a tree, a turkey. Got to have the turkey and a turnip.
I like how they're introducing some less common words too. Turnip might not be something a 3-year-old is familiar with.
Yeah, I thought that was a good choice. And then for X, this one's clever. They have a skeleton and a xylophone.
Makes sense. Not a lot of X words out there.
So what about letters like P or B? What kind of objects do they use for those?
For P, we have pie and peanuts. And for B, there's a bee and some bread. For H, they use a horse, hat, and ham.
I'm seeing a pattern here. Lots of food words.
Well, it is a Thanksgiving workbook, and kids love food. Okay, for D, they have a duck, a deer, and a dachshund. G is grapes and guitar. And for M, you've got macaroni, mushrooms, and mango.
Mango. Okay, branching out a little bit.
Got to keep it interesting, right?
Right.
Okay, so for U, they have umbrella, underwear, and wait for it, a unicorn.
Huh. That's cute. Right. So then for I, we have an Indian chief, an Indian girl, and some insects, specifically a ladybug and a grasshopper.
Oh, interesting.
Then O is simple, an orange in an oven. For Z, it's zebra, zigzag lines, and zipper. J includes jam, lemon, juice, and jelly. Wow, that's a lot of J words.
Yeah, they really went all out there. What about K and N?
K is a kite and a key. And for N, they have a nest, net, and nails.
Practical.
L features a lantern, a leaf, and another ladybug. Q has a queen, a quill, and a bird. V is vase and violin. S is a snake, sheep, and star.
Okay, so they're covering a pretty wide range of vocabulary here.
Yep. Then Y is sweet potato, yak, and yarn. For R, we have rabbit, rooster, and rose. And finally, W is for wine, watermelon, and well.
Wow, that's impressive. So many different words to expose kids to.
Exactly. And it's all tied to that Thanksgiving theme, which keeps it engaging.
Yeah.
But recognizing the first letter is just the beginning, right? You got to know the whole alphabet.
Makes sense. So what's the next activity in the workbook?
It's called vowels and consonants. In this one, they give you a bunch of letters, all mixed up. A, N, V, R, L, C, Z, K, J, J, D, P, F, T, B, H, X, O, G, Y, S, W. Like the whole alphabet.
Okay, what do they have to do with all those letters?
So the kids have to circle all the vowels and put a square around all the consonants.
Oh, that's smart. It makes them really think about the different categories of letters, not just recognizing them individually.
Right. It's like taking that next step in understanding how language works, and then building on that, there's an activity called the alphabet.
Okay, so what do they do in this one?
Well, I have to fill in the missing letters of the alphabet, but they got to put them in the right order. So, like,
Yeah.
It starts with A, B, then two blanks, then he, another blank. It's like a little puzzle.
That's challenging, especially for the younger ones.
Yeah, could be. The missing letters, though, they're all on leaves, so the kids just have to pick the right one and write it in.
That's a fun way to do it. So what letters are they working with?
Let's see, they have P, J, T, F, Z, H, L, D, C, S, M, W.
So they have to figure out where each of those letters goes in the alphabet. That's a great way to really solidify their understanding of the letter order.
Yeah, definitely. And, all of these letter activities, they're setting the stage for the next challenge, spelling.
Okay, tell me about the spelling activity.
So this one uses these cute little pilgrim hat pictures. Each hat has a letter on it, and the kids have to use those letters to complete a word, kind of like filling in the blanks. They give you a clue, too.
So they're not just randomly putting letters together, they have to think about the meaning of the word, too.
Exactly. So the first word is T blank, A-N blank, S-G, E-H-I blank blank, and the letters they can choose from are S, E, H, R, G, V, U, K, J, N. The clue is, this holiday is to celebrate the harvest and other blessing brought by the past year. Any guesses?
I think. Sounds like Thanksgiving.
You got it. Thanksgiving.
Okay, that makes sense. It's all about Thanksgiving.
The next word is blank. U blank, K-E blank, with the letters T, L, Q, J, S, Z, R, K, Y, A. The clue. The meat of this bird is considered as the Thanksgiving meal of choice.
Oh, it's got to be turkey.
Yep, turkey. And then we have P blank, L, G blank, I blank with Q, L, I, V, M, R, Z, W, U, O. The clue is, it is defined as a person who goes on a long journey, often with a religious or moral purpose.
That one sounds tricky, but based on the theme, I'm thinking pilgrim.
You nailed it, pilgrim.
Okay, so far so good. What's next?
Okay, the next one is G blank blank H blank R I blank G with letters A, Z, Y, E, D, R, N, T, U, Q. The clue. It is defined as a social or festive assembly or meeting.
Let me see, social gathering. Oh, is it gathering?
That's right, gathering.
Makes sense for Thanksgiving.
Exactly. The next one is blank A, M blank L blank blank with letters W, J, Y, P, D, I, Q, T, O, F. The clue is, it is a group of people related by blood. It consists of parents and their children.
Parents and their children has to be family.
They're on a roll. Family is.
Okay, what else do they have to spell?
Okay, now it's blank E, L, blank B, blank blank T, blank O, blank blank, using letters W, E, Y, P, R, I, Q, A, C, N. The clue. It is the act of engaging in an enjoyable and social activity during an important event or occasion.
Social activity during an important event sounds like a celebration.
Yes.
So great.
These clues are pretty good.
Right. Okay, next one is blank L blank S blank I N blank S with letters M, E, Y, O, G, S, Q, B, F, U. And the clue is, it is a beneficial thing for which one is grateful.
Something you're grateful for. Is it blessings?
Bingo, blessings. Okay, this one's a bit tougher. G blank A blank I T blank D blank. You can use F, R, Y, C, U, E, Q, H, T, G clue. It is the readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness.
Oh, this one's tricky. Showing appreciation and kindness. Oh, I think I got it. Gratitude.
You're amazing. That's exactly right. Gratitude.
Wow, I'm getting pretty good at this.
You are. Okay, last spelling word. Blank O blank 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 D A blank. The letters are L, R, Y, E, I, A, Q, H, U, E. The clue. A day of festivity or recreation when no work is done. Okay. A day of festivity, no work. Sounds like a holiday.
You got it. Holiday.
Okay, so that covers letters and spelling. What comes next in the workbook?
Now we move on to numbers. Activity 5 is called numbers, and it's all about, well, recognizing and writing those numbers.
Okay, back to the basics.
Right, so you have pages for tracing each number, from 0 all the way up to 9. They use dotted lines so the kids can practice tracing, get that muscle memory going.
That's important. Got to get those fine motor skills down.
Exactly. And then they have the word for each number written out, too.
Oh, that's clever. So they're seeing the numeral, tracing it, and seeing the written word all at the same time.
Exactly. It's hitting all those different learning styles.
Smart. So after numbers, what's next?
Well, then it's on to sounds. Activity 6 is called sounds. And in this one, it's all about matching objects with the sounds they make.
Like animal sounds.
Animal sounds, some everyday sounds too. Like on the first page, you've got a quail and it says chirp, chirp. Then there's a card. It says vroom, vroom, beep, beep.
Yeah. Gotta love those quiz noises.
For sure. Then there's a bee and it says buzz. A cow and it says mew. A dog and it says woof, woof. And a sheep, it says ah, bah. You're getting the idea.
Yeah, totally. It's all about connecting those visual cues with the sound.
Exactly. Then there's a cat and it says yeah. A clock that says tick-tock, tick-tock.
Yeah.
A snake that says tss, and a rooster, and it says cock-a-doodle-doo.
So fun. I bet kids love this activity.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. Then there's just a frog, and it says ribbit, and a duck that says quack, quack. Good mix of animal sounds, right?
Definitely. And some good vocabulary in there, too.
Yeah.
Okay, what comes after the sounds?
Okay, so activity 7 is a classic I Spy.
Oh, I love I Spy.
This one is all about counting, but it uses those Thanksgiving pictures again. So, like, on one page, they have to count all the green leaves, the red leaves, and the yellow leaves,
Makes sense for fall.
right? And on the next page, it's all about the food. There's a slice of turkey, a pie, a bowl of side dish, a whole turkey, and a pumpkin.
Sounds delicious. So they're counting up all those Thanksgiving goodies.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the next activity?
Activity 8 is called opposites. You know, like big and small, up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what opposites are.
Well, in this activity, the kids have to draw a line connecting the opposite words. So they have happy and sad, empty and full, quiet and noisy.
Good ones to start with.
Then they have clean and dirty, hot and cold, forward and reverse.
Okay, getting a little more abstract now.
Then they have push and pull, night and day, and finally, slow and fast.
Wow, so they really cover a lot of different types of opposites.
They do. Good way to build that vocabulary, you know.
Definitely. Opposites are super important for understanding language. So what's next?
Okay, so activity 9 is another classic, connect the dots.
Oh, I loved Connect the Dots as a kid. Always felt so satisfying completing the picture.
Right. This one, though, all the pictures are Thanksgiving themed. They've got a turkey that one uses a whopping 60 dots.
Wow, 60 dots. That's pretty advanced.
Then there's a pilgrim hat band. That one uses 30 dots. A roasted turkey with 27 dots.
Okay, so a range of difficulty there.
Yeah. Then there's pancakes with berries. That one uses 34 dots. And a slice of pie, which uses 41 dots.
So much Thanksgiving food.
Right. And, you know, while they're doing all those connect the dots, they're also practicing their counting, right? Got to go in the right order.
Absolutely. It's such a clever way to sneak in some math practice while they're having fun.
Exactly. Okay, so activity 10 is all about matching uppercase and lowercase letters.
Okay, so like A goes with A.
Exactly. It's called What's My Lowercase? And they use these puzzle pieces. So the uppercase letters are on one side and the lowercase letters are on the other. The kids have to match them up.
That's a cute idea. It's like a little game.
Yeah. And it helps them see the relationship between the two different forms of each letter.
Makes sense. So what letters are included?
Well, they break it up over 7 pages. So, like on the first page, you've got A with A, B with B, M with M, F with F. Then on the next page, it's C with C, Q with Q, E with E, N with N, and so on, you know, all the way through the alphabet.
So they're getting practice with every single letter.
Every single one. Important for reading and writing. Really.
Right. Okay, what's next?
Okay, so now we get into some actual math with activity 11, addition.
Oh, fun.
In this one, there's a bunch of addition problems. The kids have to solve the problem and then color in the apple that has the right answer. They color the right answer red and the wrong answer is green.
I like that they have to color in all the answers. It's like they're double checking their work.
Right. It's a good way to catch those little mistakes.
So what are some of the addition problems?
Well, they start simple, like 1 + 1 = what? And the apples show the numbers 2, 3, 4, 1, 10, 11, and 0.
So there are a lot of distractors in there. They have to really know their stuff.
Exactly. Then they have like 2 + 1 = what? And the apples show 3, 2, 8, 7, 5, 4, and 0. And it keeps going like that with different addition problems.
Okay, so they're building up those addition skills gradually.
Exactly. They even get into some bigger numbers like 6 + 10 = what? And then 10 + 10 = what? Pretty challenging for little ones.
Yeah, definitely. But important to start early, so is that the end of the math activities?
Nope, there's one more. Activity 12 is all about subtraction.
Okay, makes sense. Addition and subtraction go hand in hand.
Right. It follows the same format as the addition, but instead of apples, they have to color leaves. The right answer gets colored orange, and the wrong answer is green.
Oh, so they're switching up the colors, too, to keep it interesting.
Yep. And the subtraction problems, they start with ones like 10 - 5 = what? The leaves have the number 3, 8, 6, 10, 0, 4, and 5.
Okay, pretty straightforward.
Right. Then it's 5 - 2, 8 - 6, 9 - 1. You know, it keeps building on those subtraction skills.
So they're getting a lot of practice with both addition and subtraction. That's great.
Definitely. And then the last activity, activity 13, is called shape tracing.
Oh, so back to shapes.
Yeah. This one's pretty simple. It's just about tracing the dotted lines to complete different shapes. Then they can color them in.
So like tracing a square, a circle.
Yeah. They have star, circle, triangle, rectangle, square, pentagon, and hexagon.
Wow, pentagon and a hexagon. Those are pretty advanced shapes for a young learner.
I know, right? It's a good way to introduce those more complex shapes.
Totally. Okay, so we've gone through all the activities in this Thanksgiving workbook. What's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think it's amazing how they managed to cover so many essential skills. We've got letter recognition, sounding out letters, spelling, understanding uppercase and lowercase letters, counting, adding, subtracting, even a bit of fine motor skills and shape recognition thrown in there.
Right. And all tied to that Thanksgiving theme, which just makes it so much more engaging. Like, who wouldn't want to learn about math with turkeys and pies?
Exactly. And it really got me thinking, this whole idea of using a theme to make learning fun, it doesn't have to be just for kids.
I see what you mean. Like, if you're trying to learn something new, maybe find a way to connect it to something you're already interested in.
Exactly. It makes the whole process so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe we'll all remember what we learned a little bit better, too.